You're all very welcome to this virtual event for the Burren Food Fair. We're going to bring it to you from the Burren Smokehouse this evening. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about how we smoke the salmon. We believe that smoking is an art and a craft. We produce both cold smoked and hot smoked salmon. And I'm going to show you how. So when you start smoking salmon, first of all, you start with a fresh fillet of salmon like this. It needs to be salted, so the salting is part of the process for smoking salmon. So salt is extremely important. That has been used for years, for thousands of years, to preserve food. So salting is an extremely important part of the process. It actually breaks the cells, it opens up the cells and allows the smoke to come in. So the salmon, which is all Irish organic salmon coming from the west coast of Ireland, we buy 100% Irish organic salmon, and everything we buy from the local economy is the Irish organic salmon, and we do some wild salmon as well. So the salting process, depending on the size of the salmon, takes about 3 to 3.5 hours. We spread the salt evenly over the salmon and infuse it with salmon, so it's a curing process. The second phase of the smoking is actually the actual smoking and drying. Every smokehouse has their own recipe when they smoke the salmon. We use oak shavings. We believe oak shavings is something that really goes very well with the flavour of the salmon. So the oak kind of makes it sweet, it really supports the flavour of the salmon. And we also use some turf for the hot smoking of the salmon. So in here, this is our smoke box here, and this is where we start a small smouldering fire. When you're smoking, you actually need only a small fire. It's not actually difficult to smoke. You can do home smoking at home, but you need to have not a big fire because you're actually not going to get huge amount of smoke. So small smouldering fire. So in here, we started with a match, light it up, and every 20 minutes we'll be bringing in new oak shavings. When we hot smoke, we use this here for extra heat, and we put in the oak shavings in it. So we have the fire going, the smoke goes into the smoke box in here, and this is our small smoker. We can fit in 25 sides of smoked salmon. For cold smoking, the temperatures are around 30 degrees Celsius, not higher than 35 degrees Celsius, really important. At the 35 degrees Celsius, you have a bit of coagulation process coming on, so we need to keep the temperatures under that so that you get this salmon that you can be easily sliced, like you see here. So really thinly sliced, that's the cold smoked salmon, and it's the full flavour of the salmon, it has the moisture content, and it's beautiful to cut. The hot smoked salmon, as you see here, is much thicker cuts. It's fully smoked. It's cooked at the temperature of 80 to 85 degrees Celsius. So it's a fully cooked product. A lot of people, different people prefer cold smoked and hot smoked. I suppose hot smoked is fully cooked, so it is more of a flavour and more of a texture, that it's safe texture if you're not into fish. The hot smoking is really beautiful. But if you're a real fish lover, the cold smoked is really, really perfect. We do have different flavours of smoked salmon, so before we actually put the salmon into the kiln, we would marinate it. So this is a award-winning salmon that has been marinated with a tree of seaweed. The seaweed we get locally from wild sea veg here on the coast. And it just adds a bit of flavour to it. We actually got a great taste award for that because of the flavours of the seaweed. Really enhances the salmon. So the salmon stays in here first. The drying process is going on for maybe 8 hours. Is the cold smoking, and that means that there's just air passing over the salmon on a continuous basis. It dries the salmon at the top of the salmon, and it creates a pellicle, so it's just the dry surface. You could put on oak smoke, but it actually wouldn't really bring in the smoke, so you have to wait for this pellicle to be created. And then after 8 hours you have the smoking process starting, where you're continuously billowing of the oak smoke coming over it. And that goes on for another 8 hours. So during them 8 hours, every 20 minutes we go and we put on more oak shavings. So everything we do here is very hands-on. We believe smoking is an art and a craft, and we've been following the same recipes for the 30 years that we've been smoking salmon, and that makes the difference. It's a consistently quality product that we have, so we guard our recipes very, very well. So 8 hours is this continuous smoking, so altogether 16 hours for cold smoking, which is 8 hours drying and 8 hours smoking. When it comes to the hot smoke, the temperatures goes up to about 85 degrees Celsius. It's a fully cooked product, and it's much faster. So it takes 8 hours altogether, which is 3 hours drying and 5 hours smoking. So that then brings us to the product that we have. This hot smoked and cold smoked salmon is ideal for you can combine it with other products from the area, like Sanctola goat cheese, beautiful on brown bread on its own with a salad. It's extremely versatile, and you can actually find a lot of recipes in the Burren Dinners, which is a fantastic book that has been created for the Burren Ecotourism Network. A lot of our members are involved in this book, and there's recipes both for smoked salmon, Sanctola goat cheese, or for local produce. It's so important to support all the local produce, particularly this Christmas and all through the year. It makes a huge difference for the producers like ourselves, like Sanctola goat cheese and Burren Gold and so on. And this book is available. We ship it here from the Burren Smokehouse. You can buy it on burrensmokehouse.com. We ship it worldwide. You can also get it on burren.ie on the Burren Ecotourism Network website, and there's also other places where you can go and actually come and visit. Together, we as producers have got together and created something called the Burren Basket. So the Burren Basket is an incredible collection of local produce that we started in Easter. It's a fantastic gift, and it's got a lot of traction. A lot of people really love it. So we have in this particular one the medium basket. We have some smoked salmon. We have some black and white pudding from the Market House. We have Sanctola Greek-style yogurt, the garlic and nettle from the Alby Caves, the Sanctola Divine, and a beetroot chutney from the Burren Food and Wine. And all this is also available from the Burren Smokehouse website. So that's just sums up a little bit about what we're doing here in the Burren, and we'd love you to avail of this book and use our recipes.